No so abo apa ho siman kron ewo Adom TV Badwam Dwumadi so bra so se yedi nkomo ene eye ukuada a edikan ewo bosume du no mbronya chi bosume du second day of October 2013 na okrompon gusu wayen ebo ye ho ban na fe odena adom ye die na ye badwendwere ho an ene nsamo ahodo ben na yedi eho enkomo ewo badwam empensempense mu su nim sesesei ye nyinama hoden ene nsuo eboa ye tutu mu na anu adai akofa hoye bebre diaba manfo bebre kasa achese wo kina kora no nsemo a amanfo akunkyire babebo hu dede ene hu nyenye achese ye kira eba no ye PPP amanyukuo no na afi Truth and Accountability Forum for tafo mo komotam aba no kabachiri mu ato safra Ghana fo nyina so munye dede na de ekono ano odin ni nyina mu no TUC Trade Union Congress mpedifo so ababonten apa be kasa se aban enipenti ne hyemra ntu hyemra na emra no mantam nipa mia ne kon ama na wu a na wo se hwe na ogugum nti sisei yes tariff increment ne ba betimanka won twentwen so ansa no mso mo ntia se esan se wo hwe a nanka ye PRC fo nanka sankasa no wo mo mra mu no mo wo automatic adjustment formula bi ho no a anka ne bra no kakrakra enti enkonko ye bum se mane nhane ade so na manfo consulting kakrakra na nanka mo tutum kakrakra na sei na wono mo akyekyere ne bedesa edi ababeso ye Ghana fo so no yasam kese omo kyerɛ mu a afiye mu yesimu fa ngobo nkwan ya tumu bempre 9 ɛna wi nsoso ba be piso eto nkitingiti bi so batabata ho ɛna wo hwɛ adwumayefo ketua so a omo nkyemu dupe 10% fe na edi aka ho nti wo keka ne mafuwa na titi bi firi mu na kyese ekyea a edi aho kyerɛkyerɛfo pa ɛna ɛba omemu adwumayefo so nti nke betimi anka ban ntwɛn ne nsa ɛkakra ɛwɔ saa bo a opeso tutumu ɛfa nkanea ɛne nsuo ho a eye enno eye busumi ahyase na onu kyire mu ana eno no ehyase no eno ho nkomo yebedi na yahwe se de TUC fo kan aban so mu a eyeye na osom so abeboa yen esanse nipa bebre na esunye TUC fo nko a ene fitafo itreyefo babafo obia esu se nsuo ne nkane ho nsem no ano odintin kaban ne nye hu bibi 79% anase 78.9 nti o rane ne apa say 79% anesa ena yedi atonka ne mu ena fe nsuo dia no so 52% eno 52 no pokra na nya ntese Ghana Water Company for kra say no kra iso a chese nkomunya kakra ka ho nso manfo so sibui yebedi eho enkomo afei MPP amanyukuo no omukọ mani mana ombo machi yehu yei ofiri ntambu nsuo a ne ja wani yakokọ na ne mehwiegu ahu kwa afa so hyehye nsuo de asa nyoma na hwiegu ye no ebinum do mo nan ehwete se de akokọ batan ehwete aduane ede ama ne ma no se bia wonum de susudie bi eba anase womu keka ne ma bom no makokrom ho ede abobo mo ama emfie pinu ne dunsia no we be kan we ya ade be kina we so abedane ato ha we be kan we ade be kina we abedi ho mpoa ade be kina we abeyi ano ne nipa bi su se nke betimi anka wo mo enko Congress na fi nkonko yi frankatufo kra ansana wo mo akọ ye electoral areas akoye eho elections aba constituency aba regional aba national be yi executive ni na so nipa bi kiri mu da bi ade ne yenye ne sa bia wo so de to no amfa nto efrito wo so mo bo frase to fa pem ne yi na mo hihye nyoma na ama magye angu ewo esoro sansemi na edidi mu a na sen pani ba ko a ne di beto dwa so no nya frankatufo na obeye Dr. Kofi Kunadu Apreku aba be kasa se nantin twitwa na afei nyatwomsem bi ye wura amanyukuo no mu a se won mu anhwe ne yi a ebedu o mankasa nkasa nya sebe utwa ketra matotonwe a na onwe nam bia enti omu ntu omu hofo papa okasa de fa nsensem bia manfo kasa ono kra 2008 ono sika yeso omu mfa montoa omu mfa modawuro no ofom ne sebrato ne nsa bunkum ne nifa ena wode sisi asesika no achemse sansam odi ho ya pa so bi na kumam ede ye adwuma amanyoko ne bewie kire no ase wato nkyere ne yede mako ena eda wase no nti no so ho nsam ye bekeka ne mum ambi amanyoko na mu no nsam a ye beka ede abata we ho ede le guide mu se amanyoko mu mpanimfo bi ahyase mo kasa a chese omo opozu sa ele congress na nipa bi e propose no eno no ye bedi ehon komo anopai omampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Gusua wa America abochimemu ko UN General Assembly no ogusua na eye Kennesaw State University eho na wode ensem bi awakotudwa se wo keka ne mu abumu a ewum se bi man ye ho boa enso yakwankro de nenso obetimi de nsesi ne boa kase emre kakra ni no ye tumpon ye paus kasem ene empuntuo mu a te se wo hwe asasetam a eno no ewo atiasefo ya asase yesu a ebiman etoso mienu ewo mpuntuo ene ahokeka mu efesikasem ho nti nje se enya de a sebe ye yaye adapafo saa ewo dwumadi a yedie num we ene afoforo bi a eja ewuya pronso a edika ena no pe bedi ano baba ye de afa wadwene eni ba ko fotim ti na ya no bomodin e de wadwen kire afa 1760 na yakenkan e de ama o de fa nana sei ampofo je o Facebook so amekenkan e de ama midin e de nana sei ampofo eje mpedifo a ene me no mu edi dwuman Honorable Aquinas Kwansa ono ene Deputy Minister for Fisheries ena John Bodu enso former Deputy Communications Director edema NPP amanyokunu na no penko ma yedi nyina no obi ena aboye tam obi na de esi abonten obi na fa hoka Lucky Herbal Clinic ene ni products a ode abadwa so mepacho se wo bomodin akuduru omo akache anase mpo no unyomu nnuro ni bi no aso ahwa bonse sona kokokra na so briku die pa ye o ayasabia eni wonnuro na nsonsoye so ababedam yie Lucky for ese yan kanche so mo ultramodern laboratory afi scanning equipment nti onyantobase adu ni peduanu masuko ntiri no mpe ene mo gyanme hunu yare a ene odi ese na fi wama anu aduro kama umpe we na apedie ni nnuro no ye papa Lucky Herbal Mixture na fi Lucky Herbal Bitters ni nyina no ye adwuma etise enkunya omogomwa ogwakrum ye winiba aguna so aduro kwantempon ne so ena ka so aso nyanya no kwan so ena omo betimi from 0243 201 244 0243 201 244 na 0242 758231 and 0242 2338 Lucky Herbal Clinic and Products omo ne kure mu ma yedim pensempense mu ebro Amen Scientific Herbal Clinic so na ebepem ebekom ho asem e dia cho na sana no yenkwa maso na yeni nkomo bi mra sesi Honorable Kofi Osei Ameyao eyemra sedwani e de ma esujaman abato mpesua ne so Honorable yemwacha no pe
yenia
na opum ti sei
nyamina dumara kwa
nipa yira emodua ka yabodua dada se ihu wache
menteo papa o menteo ne papa
me se yete won ka che
ai me se o yewo enkurasi a ye ni enuanu a wo mo ho no gine ye ho ye fa plans asu how e be ya e be ba power 2016
na che se wo du fi asem ho
pa di fi asem
Honorable na early Congress proposal baye MPP amanyoko after Supreme Court verdict limse mugusua kekane mabom se beyeja wetimi ase gina brane biem na nipa bi susu se nka monto abakra nyi franka tufo no tentententenimu ye se beya eja obeton ne hontem na ebi susu se da bi monko grassroots na monye organization influence na modi abasoro wodo anu atumbi se sa early Congress nsensem na moka no ono monya adwen anye bia de potin na mo pa kire wa manyoko emu
ne patire ne say last time no ye function no ye no 2 years before the time ye to apra enye no time I would ye frank atufo no e na kire e obetimi edinkuni mana untimi edinkuni na ga we kura de ofia frank atufo no kura de yen arrangement of officers election arrangement no ye di fiasie they say me awusi dan a foundation no now the naming answer na wako could be soro na obesi dan na osi free soro now the bar someone akura so one of the nipa ba ko pe na ejina o na emo masia won o na nipa no edo so ese ye shimu kena ye reorganize na ye ma resources na polling station for no ye ma mo adwuma no hote na hotwa na wogina wo pintin na won ye bekọ twi no enye soro wo nti me de na America na se ye nyai ni po be de anim no leader de hu hia sese ni hu hia na ye base na ye be build no ye build the base and the foundation no na hona nkunimdi no ewo asia wo no na nkunimdi no wo enti mo mien kwa asia wo no yenko ye adwuma na ye nya soro de said you ye na se floating voters nyina be pe nipa ne hu ye organization ni ade a e bo be ka ye ho that's for flag bearer na de na do de wako first time wako second time wako third time and I said ni obi a odi na bia ano enye 3 years we be na ko your campaign na iska wo first ka we ban why campaign for 3 good years e be true sama ye be kwa to abakura na ho agogo nti mi mo de ma dwene ne se mo mi anyai personality emfama nipa no dika no ne follow constitutional arrangements no okay we kura no me nyi bebi a wo benya jurisdiction ana se we kwaya be faso a ebetimi abedini we prepare won a ye be ko asle wa kwa ye adwu
honorable eno ne asem a na me pese bisa se MPP mota otom ho se mo ye democratic afeso mo ji rule of law di mwankasa mo nyekuo no mu emra na mo constitution ne kire se wo se mo ye sa polling station elections no gina so na mo de yi constituency de gina so de yi regional de gina so de yi national and sakra na mo ba be ye flag bearer nti de nti na this time around no say nipa bi pese mo bu mo ani gu sa ne mani nyina so adan ehu ana sa hopopo ana emojahye
eno de mimi ntimi nkyere o madwene na se na odi kan MPP for no ye ye constitutional ye believe in rule of law no and ye believe so be atimi kyere na adwene enti ne ya be de se ya adwenkyere na ye nuan mu bi de ba na sa adwenkyere na wo de ba no mu de emoa ye enu ntra ye ka se ye bo egu no ana wo ye wona wo afie ho no polling station for no survey ayaye no e kire se wo mo pe ntie mbongu na wo mo a wo mo majority no so on pa na ne ye ne se ye show evidence say majority no se wo mo MP nti wo mo say yes sa no wo mo fa mo evidence emra metudwa say Supreme Court akire yen say kwa customer na wa gather evidence no at the end of the day no na nipa dodo no na wo to me ni nyina che dodo no nsem enti se yenuanum bi se yenye na se dodo no se won pene a na che se ana nse be to se evidence no che se dodo no so won pe
na honorable won feel say nipa bi person omo taking undue advantage of mo current situation no na omo de maneuver na so omo de wuramu amanfo ni beba omo so na chese bibia ka echi
una na chese ankanye Supreme Court na ye koe na abai na kura ankanye chase August right August apahu Supreme Court ya ye koe na nke ko titumi na ara so omo ampa tumi na amayen ya o se ko straight to polling station won ye ko start ye ho adwuma me de minima de frontier ipani bi pese almost stand near mano also one term of office no apawo my national council for ama extension of time so time I every Supreme Court Supreme Court no come ama directions say one fa timetable mra na yenko ejuma na timetable na yesi emfa mra no kura no yenye hu sa timetable na wodi we nso ababebom nti ade no nyina ade aye ayisese I am going to say National Council in the 90 system. Now, one more pushy for one more direction. As a way, say one more far timetable, Brano. I don't know if you say.
Said a while, okay, say,
we need the end, me, sure say, go through because most of the and I had one more council and MPs cry impression now once one term of office no one more qua obedient me one challenge you on one more if you say the system no call trade fair to all abadi last time I amend the constitution no polling station for ATF na what to me no delegates no rejected no completely flat. Into the say no man na better way. Sene be ya duana ye be twa no. Ni twa be 90. Mo dia na be bata, duana be bata abo. Abo na wo dia bad wo the parliament for non so parliamentarians na be bata won say oh mo pressure na ye mo pressure a. Na mo so mo say ska be bre mbetla for elections no without any challenge. Na no dey understand that the democracy na any rule of law na ye di adwuma no. Ya to atwene and the enye adwuma wo ma agba egu nti me ka kire me nuanom se MPs no se wo nyina enyina pintin ne mongu na yenko base na yenko organize ye ho na ye nuanom no enko to aba no
Honorable now can be say eniema ayenwunwan se de wa wagye atum ye hu ye yese nkagya wo niema hwegu a wa hunu kwa befa so abehye na enhwe ngu biom tinka mo niema ahwe agu ya mo hyehyɛ yi na nka agya adwene ne kɔ bankrum so damra ebinom ateki stance bi agya we propose ene na we outpose ene ho keka ho no ogiri yese bebo amanyoko e mo wonya formidable force a mo de bɛkɔ 2016
o me sure say ye wie bibia no ye ntase be adwuma because MPP for no the only answer you be choose leader you be selected base aqua in order you choose leader native na ba together akonya na etona se apepra ne ba akonya na atona ne akonya ba ko akonya ne bebre na ato free polling station na the other BC president ne so it is you be select positions, vacant positions, in the idea could strong. I have a baby team. One more when yano, I'll see if I find this one. You bet me, any one Macassa, na Casano, I know Becasano. Want to be Yanti as ya, and yeah, idea, a be a beshum. And yeah, a day, when you went in a beba, into Minia, Mimo dear, the Felice, Kunyana Tono. Nkojana atono omo hwe na ye hihye no perfect according to ye constitutional arrangement no na ye nya intentem mum dem feel say ye intentem kura na say flag bearer no time ye dey elect no ya to obi a so abawie no ye betimi ye betimi dey elect no enti en dey nya problem kura omo pese ye ko ntem a ye ne wo mo nhase ye ne ye nya intentem na ye fa police station for no embra na wo mo so enya kwan emfa constituency form na constituency form fa regional form fa national form na emfa president embra we are parliamentarians ready to go but organization no ehun hia
honorable meja mo akọ nansa na abekokra no ekwan a mo nkrofo ebi so fa so react to issues say bi a obi declare intention and na say obi propose bibi nano for instance Kumase it say honorable or say prempe kane insuta kwa mabepo so mrahye bedwani say HFM okokan say opeso call Ashanti regional chairmanship ma nipa bi trupi ho no mo a je say omope no e de omo nsakra keka no ne ade sa aggressive reactions ne ho keka ho so a no say say kakra e gani route amanyoko no menim bibi kakra bi a obeka fa ho
oh me de na meka ne say if obitumra Emran dealing with the person. It is Yenua or say Prempe on fine say Ojina as regional chairman that should be threatened and I don't know verbal assault. Hey, Otimi at the call a police. Me believe say the Mamranya Juma or my imo. India or my yanko enim tenia yepesi ekono. And they say, your mom running your juma. It will be point so to me, Agina okaso be gina no bi fanche no kwako nwura na na joso nbako no pe nwura na on person de mra ye adwuma ono no de ne se odi na ho odin but enya ho odin na edibu ma ara ma enya ho odin na yedi tra oman mu entra wo ma wo ko ekun tokwa na wo ko mudi bone no yedi wo ko court ana se yedi wo ko ajaje fu enim na yetimi ko buye wo masem kwase munye da na se prison akọ o se atwaso na atwaso enti so bi aye bibi na se ndini mra kwan mu a wo se ono penino ono ne fa kwan a oni pa kono yebetimi a discipline no and I deal with them enti me mum de that is the angle me take and that is the path mefa because path no say yenyina we are not above the law. We are under the law, and the law should reign supreme. Okay.
Honorable Kofi Osei Ameya, remember that I say enano pay wo bra wonya ene edin komo e wo bedwam so.
Michiano.
Na honorable Aquinas say menchao man.
Hey, my brother, it is saying.
Nyame adumo na oso e.
Me won ye.
Nice.
Na ye o.
Me twen.
Mate.
Okay.
Okay, honorable into the yebeshia why. Say na me kan no. Eni pa yera ye modua. This anke abodua da say wa yera ye hu.
Oh, me sure. Yeah, juma was here.
Mate. Enti actually ye beto ankomo no so. Honorable Kofi Osei Ameya ye mrashibdwani edema esojaman abato empesuaso na say eni di nkomo ede afa MPP amanyuku proposal of early congress any ho counter reactions and as opposition aba ewo ho nsempi ne egua pronso na mamema honorable Thomas Aquinas akwaba honorable
yes
na apom ti say
nyame na dom
isia ya che
me sure and I say nyipa na so ho a show kakranti but nyame na dom odi yem kwa mahedi ndasa na ediba man
ahofe ne de ba na eba
ya kukrewi
na ayi eze enani trading so say na yete say yato premise mu ama onkrofo yi afarefo ni ade omu su minim so ate what one asem
mate one asem
ade asem na okache afarefo ni because it's like na omu akuma kura bubu say premise no ho asem no kra na say nipa bi buapa disi aje so bra ansa no nya bi na ne bo na sa akosoro no nti nsempi
those kind mam de mechia wo ahwefo na oma wetin ho bebia oya no kwar obodu bebi na musma obi mu nye oma wo hwe premise no do na nkasa ba oma what the premise no come ho na wo ton no obodu bebi na oya titi kakra nti de ne na sen ya me minister na onye mankasa ye frɛ ye national premise committee ma ye yemu mpensem I mean ye pede ye hwɛ musma ebe ya premise ni nche no obokɔ totin da ye hian de premise no obowo ho apofo no obenya bi wo za akopo I mean that is the cardinal point ye nyina ye dwuma de ye bohu de premix no ho but those also who de premix no sisi ampo most ma wa to ma afempo nimu aha ye friend de edbenai awotwe like 48% still or subsidized
yes aban atoso akra amomo
yeah aban otua
say sika
no odema
omo wodi sika omutua sese no efan say 10 series aban tua mu 4 series 80% edemo
yes nti say hwe most more ton premix in there na say wo hwe the actual price and order what ton no market na bon there aban still otua bi nti da ebe kan there lodikan yen apofo na order ye hwe na da o sada ye wo nsunumu ye wo nsunumu ama yambre ansana ya yenyanam because sisi anu nkofo bebre nyema onyi de onfata de order wo ye wo nsunumu no na wo ye nti amama enam no akwachi nti wusu senam no kwachira a behia petrol bebre ana behia premix bebre ansana fuel bebre ansana edu bebia because petrol mo use muda konkoko no the same petrol na mo do Kumasi nti dem na adena ka nti yeba pon so ban dem you don't spend much on premix nti yeba pon so wo cho there edwuma na ye din yankasa na ode ye bo he edwuma no ho ban enye obi no be fi bebi wa bobo edwuma no ho ban amo enyim de onyi de light couple man fa light couple enyim de onyi de ekoto dynamite onyi de dynamite couple ebu a on said the couple onyi de couple aye dem man ye nyina ye tumi ye da nkana ye de couple na bigi ti de obi ni nkofo ni se petrol bebre but e de aban so odu bebi a what's the insu traponche na odu bebi ojewo odu bebi a oye bre ehun de ikawa oye ogbada aban do no so nti nkakra na ye nyina wudi kakra yeso ye di kakra na nya ye da aboa na ye da buman
and meaning say bear some few weeks or months back money bre ye power sa no boni ano mo de hyenam no ne ho ade ho nsem ba bibre so far yente ho bibia akwakosi say what institute measures are akabe sa situation no
the ya form some fisheries enforcement unit be when you navy no any marine police they are working together into sisiano the apofuru ohu hon e wo sunodo like they are visible ohu the police funam sunodo na da ka ono orobuan kakra because na say I there omo the light na the kopo no na no I there na no abefom kakra eko Adom area where this recently I think along the coast they had the most bumper catch for the season because they stopped like taking light and other unorthodox ways of they were able to get into I met the fishermen apofuni bi share in a make catch on there because of one ojai and you see what happened. They got the fish. So why do you do it? Because if you do it, you slowly no in a repamenaman first in anka obey time them enaman idu baby a bohu enam anka say water we boy won so ni but na say won boy wodo because nkofo wo the light tata ho nkofo wo the dynamite tata ho wo so wa adwuno I today what's that I there bobo adoma baba na no so
wo ato aba
na no so baby a obutu afa nti dam na nam so what nti ye ba pa hen afarfo no cho da onyi de ye men ye say ye da I mean in can walk up you don't need light you don't need dynamite whatever but you have a catch all right so if I didn't know ye jay ma ye kafa baby ada ye nyim baby light in pool fi then we are using it at the end of the day no or say here put
ya be ko issues no na lastly and answer na how better say will ofri so ni ma ba beto konkonso ba bi wawu ne ho keka ho ma mu take issue ne minim de no so mu hwe mu den na ekoso sa de no na den so na mo ayafa ho
there bonso di wo de bia but the year ha no aya entire nyi today here coastal entire nyi bonso wo ensu papa but there climatic change maybe baby aye award do until they will be either will migrate to migrate no bodu baby na all of a sudden the weather is not conducive for them now
hot manner
otum okun in a secondly so bonso otum wonyin pa onyin na old age kana obowu otire nyipa because it's a sea mama nti ono so otum wu tire nyipa wenyin wewu otum wu nti but sisia no ye mama hen fish health for no what you one way I mean like they took some samples proper search what killed them because some people were trying to I think some NGO came out say that it's because of the oil exploration in about where the whales are the distance the whales are and where the rigs are I mean but at the end of the day scientifically it's not been proven that is what is really affecting the whales because if it will affect it rather affect the fish stock more than the whales as I say because the fish stock is closer to them and they would die faster than them but we've not seen any fish kill or any serious there in Namu
I'm sorry about na money raise your boss and say na say the obete I had you see ya na had you see na to aso sa nti na man for ntia se papa
that tells you about the migration the whales are migrating I say when so we migrate today I'm paying our 37. You don't see them all the time. At a particular time they migrate to that place because the weather in Indiana or one I don't know. Obo who ban inti will move to the into them na in today bunsu another almost what should that maybe I too cold there. They will move to a warmer place. Now so we'll move koho. All of a sudden that place becomes hot now. They can't stand it anymore. They will definitely die. Inti onye de but still wo hwehwem na say yehu adeku potin inti imboso no wu na yebama amanfo wan so ate.
Okay. Honorable Thomas Aquinas now to see AD and Commoner, Deputy Minister of Agriculture in charge of fisheries and
Deputy Minister of Fisheries
and
Aquaculture
and Aquaculture.
Okay.
Right. Now, yanko and yen issues in so. Na TUC, say other organizations about bonting political parties with the you expect them say increment beba no obi abe pass the comment e wo ho ama ebinum kra say nyame adoma wo chena demonstrations in adi because TUC4 aba out state point blank say aban ebetimi anka on stay tariff increment say on twen answer say nyema nche dan koyie 10% increment be ne ba salary so afi ye increase for about 4 times any issues be a omo raise be just what go through asema TUC4 can you
oye nche TUC ho adwuma anye na ode wo bo adwumayafo won ho ban nti say what go to go I mean is there right to do it I say but order you to hu na ehwe there are we looking for effective services another efficient because despite there what to tum another bibi no ye nyina yenyim there or there oye electricity company no only water company or there they have to hype up their game because at the end of the day no the loss in the system no odoso me gidi there say wo tum wo block them losses in nyina we won't be paying this percentage increment now what's happened another me say this about two like it should be systematic there like every quarter or every half year no there is an increment
according to TUC4 no muchemu automatic adjustment BB formula bio say den PRC4 no use no omo nti omo wan say omo timi ya tena ho ama de na say aboa abom so na omo ahwie nyina de agu omo so at once no ho asem issues no mo raise
that be there PRC wo ye explanation be earlier when the utility providers no wanted an increment no pede what to when wo catch one there no ho adwuma yen be we do no wonya botara na because in the Israel any light or China any light that
and they in the heat of doom so
no before then they
but
wanted
in the heat of doom so him say be so basa
no me say before it say doom so no mun was started they will make up one like proposals then no and was okay yenhwe na nti issue for a very long time no they've not touched the tariff water and electricity tariff for so many I don't know a couple of years or something it's not been touched inti say
almost 3 years
inti say yehu there yen in stable then we can talk about increment until maybe this quantum leap but me kade nka wo ye nkakra nka boboa because yen nyina to light I mean we buy electricity pay water bill and whatever but at the end of the day no let's see if this tariff is really going to me say okay who aka yedi mo hona na yenhwe busumesia busuma otwe nechi say yenhu insisan another maybe mitrahwana wa light offer then the justification of the increment will be defeated.
Honorable, I'm for cancer semi anytime bia ECG any Ghana Water Company omo na utilities no omo pay increment bia some be can say for the sake of efficient service provision and I say a person ye sum ye ntino ena ye pesa increment no na ye discount room ye obsolete machines and equipment ye replace ne ho ka ho da bia asasem krona no mo cancel the same old story about the service say enkoyie.
No, you see, let me talk about the water. Because when the sisi na amanfu ya say yen suni nyina to the extent there. Now treating a liter of water, the cost of treating a liter of water is not like before, because we've polluted almost all our water bodies. As I say, first in maybe one year galam say in Sufibia another in Drubonibia in Kunsunumu. Until at the end of the day, if you are offended treatment now, maybe in bread you don't need, maybe if you need some quantity of maybe chemicals now you have to increase the quantity of chemicals in sunu ejuma into amama dem ejuma wa be edin into yen nyina so ode yeboa.
Honorable asema o kan de gina hwa na me misa asa question we ansa na wato aso se wo ka se yen ye se yen nsuo no se ne yen aso ye ni tua bi o because so what we say ya ye road construction a ye yi kwan a gutters any drains a ye nyina no straight to the nearest river eda ho minim so observe so ade na drains bi a ye bia no ensu kese eda ho no ene ye be direct na amana kwakotum ena drains nsu atwefa mu no efinfa enti etwea ne kodun an de kogu nsuo no ma se esi nsuo no enti yankasa ne ya we enti ye engineers ne contractors any omo yes construction omo nim say omo kele ye nsuo no ye water bodies.
But master, it's always been like that. Nsuo no ota insuta hinoko. They all definitely end up in the big rivers and the lakes and things. I want nsuo no ko. Inti oye ada what the insuta maybe nsuo fibia no, it will end up somewhere. It doesn't evaporate. As I say, it goes somewhere and it goes into our rivers and our lakes and all our water bodies. And those are the water bodies we've been drinking since. But you see, that is not adding chemicals. Some chemicals are very harmful. Maybe what they are dealing with like deliberate only different. They mitragata. Because mitragata is no okugu baby pair. You know what? Got no few film. Or no insunu. But that one is not as poisonous as we deliberately using chemicals to do mining. Yedi mining and no hydrogen. Because in canning as I got otherwise, so no way. If I go tell you, go sukesim, maybe okokole from kole, it sometimes enters into the sea. I mean, it's the same thing. Most mekano, but the only in there, now ebobo yen environment no ho ban because se me hyebu kukwem na me yamadi bia onfata obia na nyi ho me say ade at the end of the day it will come back to haunt myself nti yebapa Ghana future though me myself I mean the hikes is something that will affect me too but me did there say if this is what is going to improve their services now I don't have a problem because for so many years you can't tell me if you buy like your friend Adom and now for one CD in 2011 and now 2012 from outside the country, the price is the same. Definitely, it will go up. So it will make their production cost goes up. So at the end of the day, no, or there, me say 78.9 or 52% and I didn't also. In Kankawanya and Kakanka here. But hey, one way you do more, one way your calculations. Anyway, who did them. They are able to hold on to, there. What you now say still, Munsun omba. In Supodi, sometimes, but sometimes, I don't know how this thing works. They're like electricity, like off. In Su, maybe a whole week in a Wunsum Bay and that kind of thing. If whatever we are paying, those rates they call realistic prices, if what is what we are going to pay to make us get water now, you let's pay and see. I mean, posterity will judge all of us.
Aside the ordinary Ghanaian are all complaining of hardship. As you see, our befemo 3 years tariff. Nebi no more and so it demands at least say PRC for enim say abribiano ECG any water company shebo abra ye ba betutu nyemam so ye beye na nso so be wi akire na age agu no ka list nka won mo sign performance contract bi kura na nkaja edi Ghana fo akagina mu se o ade we wo mubusu a ebi ase ni se e beti afiri mu by that time now we can say yen hwe 6 months wi 6 months ye ni omu ni performance contract bi a enti 6 months na so awie na oguso toto papa so a na no koka so sika watu akwakoje ana say edi asem na edi na ordinary Ghanaian na betimi aye.
Master, the thing is, the only thing these are commodities that you pay like the usage. I say my pipe one bar for 1 month. I don't think I'll pay any bill when the bills come because once no water run through my meter won't read. Almost my identity. But that's what I'm saying there. Let's see. But PURC have a criteria that they use to
and people are complaining monitor. About omo monitoring system no. People are complaining bitterly about it. Say as any omo can yakọ lip service because issues be on also take utilities no honor. Omo ense den hunu na
but we've heard that. We've seen that the past 3 years. They said they were not satisfied with whatever is going on. They didn't allow them one more kwama one two.
I know can you now bo mo say odi abegu asu yi. Nti na je say akokora wu na ade akokora di ade no.
Because that's akokora wu na sa akokora so
ho. Eto ana nko mbetu ma omo say omo adwuma nyento mo mo antum. Nye ni nyina na omo akeka bo mo say omo di justify the entire increment na producer level no.
I mean I've been listening carefully to PURC. One PRO no on radio. I mean justification or the I mean, I believe there.
Oh no, but so over kind of crepe bi ho no mo na e wa dwemu na kakra.
No, because do you my dreaming na in the quantum. Me, that is my problem. The increment, I know it was eminent. I mean, because for 3 years I want 2 million. Name there definitely obaba, but in the minimum obaba kesedam. But at the end of the day, they have done their calculations. They know what they are. In the if this they are going to sit back again and tell you should know where the utility companies in the open there the percentage I know will increase. No, they were looking at some of them were looking at 112
166.
Yeah, that kind of thing. That is where they started from. Actually, because maybe those 3 years cumulatively would have gone to the 166 that they are claiming. But PURC sat down and realized that no, if we go that way, maybe it might not be right. Into the what you share and what they see them 78.9 only 52%. Into the make me let's see if we let's wait and see if we're going to see any improvement in the services that they provide. If we don't see any improvement now, we'll all be part of the people who call PURC to reduce whatever, because PURC adjustment doesn't mean they're over cost adjustment. You can either lose or tight. They are all adjustments. So let's see how it plays.
Say after 6 months, say so number umitani reading the minimum say yes observation yeah during the time of doom so no. I take it there for 5 months now. Say check it obela. Sika na uchi an say sika na uchi omo mu use prepaid the omo to enu di gusu na no a
I don't think it's possible.
It's possible.
No, master. You see
no phone lines see am for be catch bill ni pani tua no can ya na maso bill ne be ba no say sika na uchi.
How is that possible? That's what I'm
all
asking.
these are lapses are enu nti na man for raise concerns.
If I use a prepaid, if I use like let's say 100 Ghana or 50 Ghana or 60 Ghana in a month. You understand me? Now the following month, me new gadget biya mbe fie mbeka jo ho da no ho. Then the 1 year increment wo tariff no do. Then from 60 Ghana they will ask me to pay like 120 Ghana now. I'll raise an eyebrow. I'll go there and really go and challenge it, because at the end of the day I consume what I pay. As I say, so let's look at it in a way there. I believe that's the way it should be, because since you do meter na what they will bill bro. It is a very meter na meter is 0. You don't need to bring me any bill, because in su krumpo and film. So you don't need to like charge me for anything. Or now you are charging me for the air that passed through my taps. No. Inti, that is one thing that we should, where everybody say nimide wunsu amba. Na say, let's say for the whole month of June, you didn't get one water, but they bring you water bill. You have the right to refuse to pay, because if you don't give me water, why should I pay for the water? If you don't give me electricity, why should I pay for the electricity? What I say. But if you give me some quantity and I'm paying for that quantity, fine. But you can't just come to a meter reader will come to my house, read my water bill. I'm minimum there for the whole month of, let's say, September. Menya insu. Then you bring me a bill for September. It has even 1 CD on it. I won't pay.
Okay. Honorable women, Tazuka Kanamema, Jumbo Duakwaba. Okay,
I'm just
Naboko de
Boko.
Bibiasi.
By anything.
In a cost dear. Say, me say, I humina yin comoso after now on country, meaning say, sell out it to me.
Oh, there we say, Mamintia, Mamma Shay, and chief. When you as women, I check a crowd. Only unifi central background. In share me bonabaso campaign in Yadikitra. Near Malvecum. The papa ne bonin na Yasekitra Kodagata or film tea. Me boabaso, me jidi say, O Momoto Abama, Obama, Abamfaso, Amon. Macan, you know. Campaigning they say nya MBA nomination
but say underground work
and the underground into ever call
ground mete onka okumase
ever call ground because why she na
the national organizer
why she na because discipline one thing.
Oh yes,
so organization so now also per position we na wan kasa when discipline ho a say kobane say unya position that also ensure discipline. How are you going to ensure it? There's still some ongoing discussions at El Coso.
Okay.
National Council and National Executive this year very soon. Almost year directional ebebano. Bijidi se consensus almost from
early Congress in opposition.
So, you see, sometimes I don't know. It's a read a constitution. There's nothing like early Congress. So.
Na mene ura kofi osami odi hu komosisi. Se mo am constitution no say na ka
there's nothing like early Congress. No, there's nothing like anyhow. There's nothing like early Congress. This argument about early Congress, not by 1998. Not your constitution, no, and you're clear as it is now. CCR, you say your oppositioner, I was say elected a flag bearer, no, 2 years before the general elections. In the year Congress, now, 2 years before the general election. Usha modalities are answer na ebe Congress, and so your number of months, I was a man notice, Nenema. In the year in Necra, and your early Congress. And no, I know you. You understand?
I said 2 years to a general election.
Yes, at least 2 years before.
Oh, okay. At least
2 years before.
Oh, okay.
In the year, you better 3 years before, 4 years, and you
but at least you know,
at least 2 years before. Until me who baby na your dear no fee. Now you see early Congress,
maybe maybe early Congress now work there. The early Congress for flag bearership no in the work because in Kamu constitution so the other way branch elections. Branch will go on to elect the constituency. Constituency will go up.
But in the MP from farmer because early Congress. This argument about whether you flag bearership before and say I know you early Congress. I know arrangement amongst ourselves depending on area, a concentration, and those kinds of things can be discussed. But actually, as an cophobia and obi or person or contest, no, no, it has nothing to do with that. So argument there were for and against, and political party be a dynamic organization. A do pepe so be a yes, obey impose will be post sometimes. A do pepe so be a also sign panel impose or allow for Congress. Ni atono so aba edu ba bia onipa na nkasa kura hia sa abato no When they mention we MP now call for complaining or as a own popular. Sometimes they allow for Congress who beat you or more when they will come and support you, then you move on.
Okay, John, maybe
for me, with what I've done over the years and what I've seen with my eyes, omnibus proposal say sitting MPs.
Ode meba no ma ba beto aso meje nkra bi abasisi e bedwam empense mu na gusu ahwe ye je nkra ba ye ba enkomo pii wo ha ye bidie empense mu na gusu ede ma wo bedwam dwumade so Adom TV midin edna na say ampofoje Honorable Thomas Aquinas na ye deputy minister for fisheries and aquaculture and afi former deputy communications director the ma NPP amanyoko no aspiring national organizer John Bodu and who say ye no bobo nsema hodo so I mean scientific bar clinic amen you can amen na chese nye ho na okwaya sabia ni din de amen de na chese wayaresa no aye ho kama enupa ene de nimdie ne de nuro mfidie kokoduru ho nom na akɔhwɛ nimdifo ya de mu fi kwame commission pon mu ego nipa yaresem a mo de bibiduro ye adwuma ho na Dr. Amimbu nso na nkasa so adoma kyedie wom watu akwan asua nwoma de aka ho a eswani nso ka kire oso de omo yade ne din yade no de osi akire so de wachina che ya manfo awewe cash wo ho na no fabra na mrite wo monye ho adwuma ne hu ensenkyere ne nsonsono ya eda one nafo entem na ne nkrabata no doso abaso ba waje so de buban wo de wo hwehwe na kira kwan ya enkra ha no dome Old Ghana Telecom say oben smith flat no o de fa taxi o St Johnson ma o do beko Amen Scientific Backland kana fi batuna o say oni total filling station no ne de hwehwe ni mo ne so o fa taxi o junction ne so a o do beko Amen uko takrade a apramodo o say bridge kese no enchen wa opotakwa no takwakwa nso no honom a na obehu no na nkokɔ o former DC no efie no enchen honom a kumase atwema tachiman na obehu no o de ofaka o kejiti agi line na wasi o Amen Scientific Backland kasantema mponso Dr. Mustafa ewo Tadem Park ne so mo ben New Mighty FM obetima from 0275 254 0275 na 020 7229 505. Afi John yenhwe TUC for ensemo a omo kan edifa tariff increment rom se betimi ankaban won twen nsa so no bi didi no ka se twen nsa nsen ko nyanto bwase kakra nsa na ede e ko no hwe omo akatua ne ade na enkoyie
I'm say a call in the right direction but only it's too late because in prebebre you know say nya to ademu na okase yente so a even yete so kra wan hwa effect no kra wonya unse na wotwetwe mu ya yate petrol so worldwide best 4% ema yese yakra ampunka yente so wa but we call many of the petrol station among recalibrate here sanka yeto so dia nka machina yebe that is behavior of economic agents normal. You understand? Sana nipa da sani e behave. Ntumone de obi obeka se eye ade papa ana e de de na nipa kro no na owodenti a okasa.
Ebi ana wo sogunanum ho.
Nye ne sa ho. We obi owo esogunanum. Bo hwesi bi obi ano awo na. Ewo na esogunanum ko otumi gya to nchen. Na wabeka ama de obre no. Na ya na yama abanasa because ya wa abanya ya wo institutions a wo so mo ye omodwuma PURC that was that many I mean your vice so mo ye independent so mo ye independent ya mo ye adwuma nka over the period for about 2 years ni no nko be ye omodwuma o na meche no but yeah because aban so sometimes the hockey can into no akase o je meant so ye meant so na a pile up over the period and non chesa me kase the utility service providers they just justified in asking for increase because social omankasa operations now.
Omunyuma
we share your friend is saying Auditor General report on ECG. Say almost about 98% of contracts are ademayan. Yen so sourcing. Just and competitors and so war different ideas in terms of pricing, no. Into cost of production, cost ra. As we speak now, Ocean Water Company, almost about 50% of water produce, no. To me account for it. Either bugu losses and all that. Ocean ECG line losses is still high. Say producer from baby a work answer na end consumer no. Best 30% kwa to me embuwa konta. Now no na ye part of your cost difficult for us to accept. Ebia every electricity power producing company bia line losses and they want to make film. But level no yet there no high. Ebia need a lot more capital to improve on their facilities in order to stop it. Capital na ebefi aban ho. Aban ya ye kan ya semi. Also wa we nam no e manaka dompe. To the extent say aban ka kire say ojiji internally generated income no yi statutory payment efima. The eka no 99% of the tiaka. Na che say a commitment bi wo ha aban be ya on to me enye. You see, sometimes no cry yanka. Until obi o ka say government is broker. Or muti. Hey, the government is so broke. Unye broker. Na salary spend out to me to ya. All other commitments to me yet. Na unye broke here then. We just have to accept say this is the situation. This is the difficulties we are going through. Abiding initiatives nowadays. Because of course they are constant to salaries per month no ultimate so
ultimate kase untia statutory payment no the other year say obe delay to say they delay for almost about 9 months then
obetua only say uma institutions are omu here sa sika no o de omo ko ahukiremu. And a lot of people are complaining. Because district assemblies here, nka normally nka ne pemu pa de, nka almost so to me generating income. But there are communities that they cannot generate the needed income for their activities. To say AM and KM for there, nka me ma dumbo me mo the assembly common fund because they are capable of raising enough money. Say omo yo omo juma here. For that I accept. But in some communities, minia say obi akodo ne ba yire ka owu ko tax o sika no benya no we na their tax no. It almost depends solely on the district assembly common fund. For 9 months MA omo there no we. You understand? The air kono ye best say institutions to say PRC. Say be omo depending on aban okaying the activities there. And omunjaye na buy and determine the obey. So tracing for 2 years. Now munim say cost of production air cost oil, crude oil prices air cost inflation air cost CD no ahun to the dollar because most of the things in a year turn eba form. Now buying to me nya hoshe na CD no ahun eba form. Now mo nya hoshe for 2 years. For 3 years. Now more by increasing 78.9%. More increasing water 52%. Ya to petrol we check here. Petrol more ya to within this period, you know. It is the combined effect, you know. Who they compare salaries are for almost this year. You're increasing by 10%. Even workers, you know, you found more. Where pay your workers are what about those who don't earn income or those who also omo income no independent on our bias. Inti let's just say hash and ye come.
Now can be say TUC asem omo kana aye too late. Say omo aka bi Ghana for bebree su ebinom organize ye ntua demo say aban listening government won't be yan hwe.
Oh, aban any listening government in any assemble. But it's aban capable of paying. Aban when
is obetimi a listen.
Aban now I can't just I read down and I can pay. They also has alternate now soon. But they can't do anything. Unless maybe or two way. You know, but we actually say, oh, apart from Busian Bebre Be Ayabo. Oh, who said for the first time, only 9 months. Yabo Bisia 8.7 billion additional national debt. Only for 9 months, so. Ebi see that. 9 months. Every month, you know, Yabo Bisia over 1.2 billion Ghana cedis.
And you want to calculations.
And you make calculation.
So watch a guso. Yes, sir.
There be any calculations. That's what it is. Who person me yen per day? Who person me yen per day? I may yen this year. So they mention it. Abai is suffering. Senka enye abai as a super odi concert bi obu here. O say abai maybe we are no sa na we su ma na ne bagina we bi say papa na aden. Ebi na ye hu. You understand? Omonka suffering omu no omonka because look Ministry of Interior who officials in Tibia but we are sure say we are aware and the memo all departments want to say apart from salaries she knew ombetumi at all let's just say uko police station na logbook na san also wa akope biba omufu e na say Supreme Court in 70 omunya kakra e dey call round o dey police for kasa omu uniforms asem omu ankasa expansion asem just a difficult situation and I think the earlier government omu tumi nya ho hwede a omu mamu saso but omu betumi aye ho bibia omu bra mfa metu table no taxi condoms ne ma eno na ma ohwe o who decided say to expand the economy
omo consult am we bi o ho betime fima because endra na mi bisa eye mo colleagues wo party members yi ba ko say the music kase ni o man say na ne enti kasusu ampa say enti Supreme Court to diade ma na nka mo be dey
oh say no there onim say sabi moham we under this management mo wo there mutume ye and another management e be omo fa bibi apon kan but omo ankasa goodwill Oman kasa insights. Oman kasa sabi usuma ma mienu dwoma. Say difference wo. Ometumi di obedi dwapo pepepe di dwa no mo. Ndiye makro na ma omo kasa omo nu aduane kro. Wo se ba ko be de ba ko enye de. Ana ba ko de ebebro ba ko so. When they return. What is important? You see there's nothing like a concrete a cast in iron and stone kind of economy. Sometimes say depending on who leads, depending on the direction of person, because I can't imagine say we a social democratic party. Now over the years, now say another years say attrition rates of teachers over 30,000 plus. How move other industries or other professions. Ya catch and so say teachers here in rural areas, other communities, over 60,000. They are motivating youth to know a training college, you know, lawaka credit man. Now a social whatever, the omokana. Now, I know now I coach him. Say lawaka credit man, Colorado, so watch him. School feeding for 9 months, see, untia. She said, what am I saying there? Say that, mintias you understand? What government need to do? Me expect some complaining to that they may complaining. Omon fa bibia a bit take it out of because the only option as I see now is to borrow. Now mommy and our papa will fear. Now basic amenities are here will fear onya from his own resources. Ne kana they be all bobbesia. Oh wuja how? Okay. And I even not tear sekra no. E bedu baby no. E kano e pembene no. Inti.
Okay, John. Mami sanko na bo na min share this attitude of demonstrations. This here as a bibia na demonstration wachina kra you will be at hand PPP ne TAF Truth and Accountability Forum omo de demonstrations be brave na from wiki mumpo kra no o tia BSC any wachina de na ba so ne mfa mo we ne so ne yenyi emfi na fe kwada issues ne so demonstrations as you see no nko ane ade amount for resort to say ombe press home omo needs no.
Yeah, the ansana meka bibi wo ho mpede meka bibi kakra fa mosma minian or the the aban ni aban a no wa kire na wa babugum wa beka de all is not well with the economy. I mean, on to me kade yen e beka de maybe everything is rosy. That be obi anka de everything is rosy. Because pa de MPP won abredo no Ochido no wokobo them who scanner wakaji them euro bonding about 60 million of it they use it to pay salaries because at the end of the day oya huchi no bay you know where then obo busa wodi tua at least yen bo busa yen fon tua salaries yen bo busa yen fon tua salaries in that auto de bien so yen share like them increment here obey I think in 2005 the utilities were increased 143% at a go pine. But there, but that time it was needed to move those utility companies forward. As I say, Ghana say look, our debt to GDP ratio. No, yeah, look, we can still borrow money. If we are borrowing money today, it's posterity that is going to judge us whether the money was used wisely or not. And there sometimes, one can say one Caribbean or Benbia, we are still paying some of them. The money that they took from, we are paying. For some time, those times, say your budget, about 45% of your budget is all supported by donor agencies. But because they said we've moved up to middle income, how much? 5%. So that tells you everything that goes on is being managed by us. Yes, can I say support your budget? 5%. It's not the 50% they used to have or we used to have earlier on. Almost 50%. Our budget support from donor agencies was almost 50%. But now it's only 5%. So that tells you, say, whatever we are generating locally, that is what is helping build. And the loans that we are taking, that is what is helping us build this economy. Fine. That doesn't mean everything is rosy. We've done the perfect job. No, we all admit that we have challenges, but the challenges are short-term challenges. As I say, we have the platform. We are going to launch into the actual growth. Yeah, Emi because in maybe only the idea politics. As I say, Emi mitra Wanka politics, when I was saying it doesn't move the country forward. If you have any ideas as a credible opposition party as big as you are, you have ideas and that kind of thing. You don't hold press conferences and maybe just lambast without giving any solution to the look. Why don't we, instead of taxing this, why don't we tax this? Instead of doing this, you always show the bad side, but you don't come up with any alternative. No, it's the tax condom. Okay. Why they want more on tax condom, one tax pure water? Why they more on tax pure water? Why they want tax them? Now I buy so on because we are all in this together. I mean, governance, we are all in this together. Because at the end of the day, our enemy, so what tuma, musumutia, at the end of the day, we are all hustling. So if you know you have the panacea or you have the remedy to the whole you have members of parliament. But maybe you have members of parliament. If you can't do it even as a party, why can't your members of parliament sit down with other ministers in the look? We think this policy A, B, C, D, E, F. But you go to a committee meeting, maybe they won't raise that thing. But after they will go back and go and sit on the radio and say that this thing is not good. Meanwhile, you were part of the same committee. Maybe you were part of the same committee. So Abra, because at the end of the day, if you want the thing to be well, because sometimes I count one thing there. The kind of politics are sometimes Ghana no Nkwanikakra, because instead of me to help him to succeed, Why should I help him to succeed? If I help him to succeed now, I'm no more coming to power. And I say, I also want to taste power. So hey, let him go and hit. But if we have that attitude now, the country will be moving one step forward, 2 steps backwards. So if you have any remedy or any solution, you will sit down on the round table. Look, this is where we think you should go. Look, often demonstrations. I mean, it's their right. They can decide to go on demonstration anytime they want to go. As nobody will gag anybody for not going to go expressing, because it's there. It's their constitutional right. It is a war-year demonstration. And the only thing is our demonstrations should be peaceful demonstrations. They should not come with violence and other things. When you, I mean, or you want to say, or you want right. Nobody can stop them from demonstrating. But at the Obi it's man what the man when you be do, but it's man what the man in China does do into a demonstration. It's his right. I don't have problem with anybody trying to go on this.
Say idea someone from or a politician. And him say politics more core principles no back on. They say you capitalize on your opponent's weakness. Neja also the ayeway. Notwithstanding that, no, sir, issue of winner takes all a buy proud to Supreme Court verdict, no. Up to now, you who be anka no said ye can say wajatum say issues so all is not rose in the can you maybe say, oh, as me see, baby, I breed a fresh messy na or baby can one. It be a but you won't be bias, auntie. I don't know.
It's not a matter of your friend Bekaya. You see, it's about tapping the person's.
No. Make effort to be an answer approach. Be say, per se, tap will be expertise in here. Then Nipana resist and as simple.
Master, you see, at the end of the day, say, you have solution to something. If you don't approach me to tell me that, oh, when I or Yawi, Mutuma Buama at incident. Maybe I don't know you. Maybe you are there. You have the solution to the problem, my leg problem. You understand me? But sometimes, you know, Samamba, every man told me yerbo. That this is the challenges I'm having. Ma told me yerba. In Tawa, it was yerban who drew about to my some yerban. She would them na Nimban catch in back and chem de oh. Yeah, unai motu machichimo a year. How will I know? It's a way of we all have to. You see, any other winner take all that kind of thing because of winner takes all. It's going to be like that for some time. But what the conscious effort we have to do is we have to get some. You find there's a national development. When then
council?
No, national development
planning commission.
National Development Planning Commission or a commission. National Development Planning Commission. You have that is like should be the I won't say it should be a national think tank. It's not like a party think tank or a government think tank. Because if I select the people on it, if you come, definitely you're going to change the people because you see them to be wearing political other political colors. But all we need to do, I mean, always what I say, if you have a little contribution to do, bring it. But like kind of politics we do, no. When you mean there's Badwam, na adino oye ya.
Omo apo ama de akọ
yes, because
first one na John Bromo kakra. John
Quickly.
Yes, mo ya aburo. Eni abeifo.
You see.
That's the aburo ne be yi.
No na beje headline. Aburo ne be yi. But there are more serious issues to look at. Eurobond amount I did to our salaries in 2018 is 6 million, yes 7 million. And yes 60 million. One. Secondly, you see, I'm surprised you are talking like this. Wakoji Eurobond sikano abaho. Sikano woho. Bosumi asun utuaka. Ye operate what we call single treasury accounts. Inti aban sikani nyina egu futuro baakum. Say ye budget ma fisheries. Na month na so. Na fisheries mo expenditure mo be on a particular way munyan ye ya. Na say Ministry of even agriculture na nkasa. And I mean and women and children. Cost be eduha. Because you operate single treasury account in it, you be yi sa usika no e de akotua sa aka no. Say edu umbre na sisika na ye ready na de atua. It get so look asa na MPP be fion na Eurobond no sika aka wo ya account mo e $158 million e sika wo ho. It we aban a
master
you don't know if you challenge.
Why don't I know? Master, you depleted the money go finish.
You don't even know. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know. Look, let me tell you. I'll tell you. Cobrando for wrote a letter to World Bank in June 2009. It stated clearly amount no baby a use here any sikaka.
Don't mislead us.
You don't know. If you don't know, you just listen. If you doubt,
no copy or
copy I'll come and give it. So where normal. Oh, me say me copy or next week me back. Oh, please don't do that because you know I won't.
Beg you.
No, because you end up say Obeba next week and get me there. You'll be
the next week, know about the Fabra. So, Obano New York,
$158 million was available by August.
Stated in the letter.
Stated in the letter. By August 2009, Naka $4 million within June and August. Beyond that, sometimes we are politics here. Yet, what we call bonus issue in 2008 of AGC, $55 million. By 2010, na NDC are buying Adom shares was South Africa for $110 million. Profit of over 100%. I know they don't say. It is a buying akoji sika na sika no wo ho na busumi aso na say buying yi sika 6 million pe editua ka editua Ghana for ka onye Togo for enye Brazil for Ghana for ka. And no yet an indictment on the government. But what are buying resources are wabeto asset wato shares are yato AGC $55 million what on 110 no there and they about trimukrada.
Check government higher profit and now higher
profit. I know to make I know they won't say
no
please.
Watch us and say Bonnie or Honun or can I say
because we are operating what we call single treasury accounts. And nothing no said district assembly common fund. Are you ready? Now buying also to your salaries, sir. No, you say Sikano and the salaries.
That is in the consolidated fund. But if you don't go for a loan and go and put the loan in your consolidated account, What's that? The consolidated fund, the consolidated account is what you do. The single treasury account you are talking about is different from the consolidated account. If you have a consolidated account, your salaries, your salaries release. No, because you don't go for a loan. You don't go for a loan and put the loan in your consolidated account. You don't do that.
You don't seem to understand.
You pay salaries from the consolidated account.
You are the only way in Jerusalem. What they say? So who name say by January 2009. Na Eurobond sika.
I don't know. They also letter. What the letter never bent. You ever come once a month. So what the letter never buy. You ever come once a month. Is your letter never
sometimes you must avoid some of these pitfalls. There can't be. On the cafe. In a run up to 2012 elections, even before then, now me a secretary to the economic committee, finance committee of the party. Anytime I bear press conference, this suggested, unleash Fifi Kwete to insult all of us. Won't it be? Insult all of us. Now, what you say? They won't even allow for cross fertilization. Let me give you some of the proposals but long before they didn't even listen. Sometimes almost say it the big keke. Almost check computers, almost check cars, almost check way. Until that Ghana ye. And I'm yes I catch it. Look, one simple thing. Some of them are doing to adwin who here. This time no trade between Ghana, Europe and America no above form drastically. Almost all our traders are moving to the Asian countries. Their boy, Abraham trading with Europe and America was yes, commonalities in banks. There's Standard Chartered or UK, Standard Chartered or US, Ghana Commercial Bank they are established way. Inti say obi ko ye juma e Europe. Ehun hia say obe $600 bebrebe e wa ha. Na ama ye sika no aba form. Every month, sika traders on their own because there's no commonality in banks in Ghana and the Asian countries, no. And no kaho and the Yisikano is a from all the time. That is how world economy behaves. Says trade needs shift here. Now so shifting activities.
And what was your recommendation?
My recommendation is that.
Then what was the recommendation?
Our recommendation is that because a lot of our dollars they move to those areas. Yes, you're quite a bit fast. You bet to me and your banks are a bit related, a bit common understanding of our banks here. So we a trader now.
Oh, Asian markets.
What Asian markets no? We a trader now who fee aqua. And who here say your dollars can cry one. Who best is Sandy and Bow boss now they are
now kind of some or more kind.
Now Aquinas they know him so near.
Oh, meaning
because
on two kind.
Oh, two kind. No, Ghana. No, Ghana. Economy now. Some of them are self-inflicted. So, who economy to say Ghana economy? Now, also, we a youth employment program because income and expenses. Who was now decided say, who the Sikana be ye nearma in Faso Embasso, who did say a buying a conscious? Say a buying be decided say me a youth in mining. Now every month I buy 2,000 or 2 Sikama nipa 1,000 every month too. In 2011, 2012, now yeah the additional 2,000 abeka 1,000. Until every month no, I buy 2 Sikama service provider no for payment of 3,000 people. No to go to now the man. I buy, and it's about expenses. What you as a individual say or the inquire equire mining. No to go now or the Sikana as any bottom. Now every month yen yet your salaries for them. As to whether 3,000 no cry and no cry no, it's another matter. Say I buy your Ghana ha. I buy a also chero. Now, one more big contract say, party portals. Portals now on party no, so party baku, so party me no, who they won't check it. Every month, no say my funny pa 5,000. Me too, moka no who you wear alternative ben here now. And it's all here because maybe a year collection mo. It's company or so produce computers. Wabeka just say mama 100,000 computers. Now the size scanning amano. At the end of the day, no, we produce best 20,000. To say in some and sometimes no, a self-discipline. Yes, we did to pass a kotoaba. Or say we are buyer because you need a restricted I buy from doing anything. It is computers, Jessica, chewe. Oh, yeah, that kind of problems are a woman. You come back to it. It's mean ya, and yes, I am a day. Say, Muho actually, because I buy what China, it be coming.
Okay.
But you can't. No one to sound with babies with sharp teeth.
Maybe no one.
Oh, Fifi, quite me my example.
I don't need teeth near sharp.
What to make the deal something for them? So to have some more for paying. And if you do this, no, truth, because me, I'm involved. I've done it several times, and the responses that come from you does not create an atmosphere for you to even listen to the kind of things we are bringing forth. Because, master, who economy now use statutory payments. Now, Sika kano, who the 99% could your salary, sir. Now, Okoya na se oba.
Afe du fi asem yenko next topic ne so MPP. Dr. Preku, say backbiting, nentintwitwa ne ade. Ebe ha party no any other issues to say they now will raise about the Congress
and the MPP anya MPP da backbiting
mo wasem na aba see any other issues I who interview
eba they make tell say anya MPP pe na say backbiting wo ho a ebe affect him when they check
okay material can
generally bibia oye bia so be edidi una say or keka one sema especially where it is not true
ne bi o party nim there
say human institution ebe den e bimbem apreku na nkasa okasa kra e bia o tie na sema o bo say e bia ono kra
ono so twitwa obi na nti
e bi ka utia Yeah, but a human institution.
Don't patch us any panel or cancer, so maybe I don't know crazy to be I say, ABA,
me church and we cry.
Who should you be?
I begin say, because what's the name of talking about MPs as them? Say, me say, so as part of the proposal, no. Say, you decided, say, Yayamra, say, sitting MPs, Nina, the young Thomas Wabra opposition. It is not even in the interest of the sitting MPs. Because one shall uncall phobia 77 only call primary school and only 2% cry.
On also obey the day.
Obey the day. Obey the day to the extent, say, because who say we are potential candidates, we are very, very good. Say amount 16 years, one other candidate of the place, no. Because of this opportunity, so to speak, or the way they have standing independent. No, what we have our reasons there because their mama standing, you know, and I'm a coy. I agree with a proposal. You have a continuous assessment of the performance of the MP. Not constituency for region and national continuously. Any parliament itself, caucus, no, every year on the performance of their MPs because there are things when they say. One, you're very careful. This weekend, I'm in Ashanti region. One, you're very careful. MP, no, apart from say, or what committees so near Mawahano. One, you're lucky, I know if I don't ask our ECOWAS parliament. In Predudu, I'll be expecting any other colleague MP. A paper in the constituency more, no, or no, so on to me, and Banasa. Sika. Because masa who go kra na ye nkwa kwa o bisa no na ti ono MP ye hu nyina na nye say ye hu an say kwa mo fenti na ye hu because almost every weekend who do ho answer na who free ono na wa prove we die wan kasa and there you see sometimes because of almost sometimes almost flamboyant nature and because what alone Cafe, daddy, baby, all to from Castle Ground come.
Say your more recess by baby will
come. Say, baby, no, oh, minimum pizza, almost qua. Or cobra or the car could do Kumasia. No, a pair, not that pickup, not the conscience. Because one yellow care because of the car, it's two. You understand?
Car now timidity.
Yeah, but master, then maybe let me just help you there. They know you. Maybe Uber constituency, you were using some
Saloon car,
Toyota Camry. Then is it are you? I mean, so that's.
The party machinery nankasa. Now say specific MPB ABA. Ejuma oye o parliament no. Emma party no. Any aban no. It's so critical say on your time. I'll cite you specific example on maintaining permission amedema, but me use to illustrate the point. Honorable Chairman Sabonso. Before 2008, no, who's an on your minister. But a human no more parliament, the majority of them onona obuanoye. It didn't thank on the constituency. 2008, and yet and near Jane Kakra the firma. No. But look at the kind of asset any benefiter or they boa party, they boa or mining in ano. Thank you, allow say, young kwa, no cranny, they have genuine reason to remove him.
And I know your crab boy be tight.
You see, they have genuine reason to remove him because a human also your constituency, no, on to me. Yan say, answer na sa proposal and able to me the abano. Now the party itself say you was specific individual bia ebia oye adwuma sononkunti allow no manenkwa. The party itself should take it up. Go to the constituency, help the MP, say resource wise because baby also is sikasam. Ya nyane sa. You be creating unnecessary paper tension. Because obi o tisa metiwe ebia me pe MP edi o na me kire no. Na me candidate ho. Me bon pa kra na say wanya dia na chese metumi akodi MP no. You understand? Na ye de mraba say sitting MPs there. If you so akọ say 4 5 6 times, if you are done Mugabe ni niam. You understand? Yen to almost aba creating more problems for it. A good proposal, I support it. But me and no say across board. Yen no case by case. From now to 2016, maybe I am found back in the open. But specific MPs be a person you protect or no. Party Nankasan
a way of protecting it.
Yeah, party Nankasan so fanton also. Ebi was difficulties kakra ewo ho. Na ye nkonko boamo no munyo modwo. Ye boamo sometimes although yesikasem no, the electorate also want to see the person. The electorate want to understand the issues in tia ebia untumimba ye untumimba ebo afore outdoor in any man.
Okay.
Me is a good suggestion, but we must be very careful in looking at it.
Honorable Yenhwe, backbiting in parties, Yenhwe generality no. Say o best stick it to MPP issue na fine. Sense of any general as well.
Oh, but what's a question also there was in Yankuna Wanzono. As I say, the Asama Hurricane or Ada
across board
or party BM. As I say, Emi like being a member of parliament. Say, you are like the head chief financier of your constituency. So what we yaw ne discako. So what you do all this, but the most painful part in the no be otnaho. On joy and or load in this car or because you are spending your money on the constituency because so be per school fees are. Uncle who demi pakondo mu tell school fees man. Oba MP ho say who come on find abo, who come on find him you have to find a way of paying the school fees. Maybe from your salary you start paying school fees. You do this for 4 years. As I say, or 3 years. No big deal on this canoe because why not doing the contest to Ninti on what start or park in this canoe. You realize that during the primaries you go around sharing money to the delegate. You because you think, oh, I've done well for the constituency, I've at least taken care of this, taking care of that, so I shouldn't have a problem. Say you'll be shocked. Then at the primaries, somebody will pay his way out and beat you. A whole party should come in to the most Moroccan. Party knows that no, this guy is an asset. We need to protect this guy. At the end of the day, what do? Let's at least 1 or 2 developmental projects. And from pushing at least once a while. So on to munko de biampa. Once a while, one kohompo in a party pay for years. Wako for her, waka the mu empin or bujuma. Ebadina washe because you have to just let your constituent understand. There, you being with them every week, it's not going to bring the project to them. That is the thing, because if you don't stay in Accra and lobby your way out and get projects to them now, I can be with you every day. Is that what you want? Or you want your school to be built? Or you want your road to be built? And I need to stay in Accra and lobby because that is the hub of lobbying in Accra. It's constituent. I mean, I believe we are getting there slowly. I believe as a country, we are getting there. People are now trying to understand the real reasons of electing an MP. We are getting there slowly. But if we go and say all these big things and we go to parliament and realize that, look, it's not as easy as I said. Now going back to the constituents to go and explain to them there, look, I said I was going to build your school. I said I was going to do your road. But sometimes we have to be able to, as MPs, to eat the humble pie and go there. Look, it's not easy, but we are trying to do things. But Obimo, I was throw there. Until they can't go to the community again. We have to go back. But most Moroccan, today, they are not democratic. There, why do you have to say there, this guy and this guy alone? If he's that popular, let him go and test his popularity. That's what somebody will say. If he believes he's that popular, let him go and test his popularity. Like, for Kasembi, John Kasembi there, say, Obi Hobe Dede, Obakade, in Koko Primary Super could be too. That is why that is why I believe primaries is good. You understand me? You put your act together and it makes you think too. If you are serving the nation as in a bigger picture, you serve your constituents too in the smaller scale. At the end of the day, I'm a Seriko primaries, you know there, at least you've kept faith with your people in the constituency. But yes, if you are going to primaries, sometimes you spend even more money during primaries than the general election. Why? It shouldn't be so.
Election, the constituency is covered by campaign.
They will give you something, but what you need to do, what we need to do as I think as political parties is to gradually be amending our constitution to fit the order of the day, because at the end of the day, no, obodu baby no, maybe over primary scramble, like the way MPP were open one electoral college, no, and that kind. It will get to a time every card holding member of the party should vote for who becomes the parliamentary candidate, so that you know that yes, this guy have the support even of the party on the ground. So now the person needs to work on the floating voters to get him elected or whatever. Okay. Because
we never on African economic growth.
Before briefly. See, one danger you face as political party, especially in our strongholds. Say primaries never so you spend so much money to win your primaries. Where we know, maybe because I had a stronghold in it, we win the needed additional resources are any attention or the man in the main campaign. Because we are spending resources in the primaries, and companies are not the way we knew. We channel not presidential candidates, vote what's the onya no. Now onya.
Skabi all kinds of canon. I am on the size can hear.
What's it?
I am on the day.
Campaign card.
Oh, there, baby.
What are you talking about?
That was good. Just come on for Toby.
So, for instance, this weekend, me start a campaign. Me ko Ashanti region.
Akoboka.
Sebi me ko me de car be ko. Meto fuel. Baby ameda. Baby amedi. Ebi obi ebe ka me ho e na ye chiechia. Me ko chi obi a. Just unnecessary basic expenses. But because we nipa ba ko na we spend no.
We nipa so na ye kakraka.
Massive.
Honorable Kakrebi on a President African Economic Growth or kan 17. Yeah, kakra. Yeah, me home in so.
Yeah, I'm there in the NASA in a BT. I'm there one of your sister radio stations, I think Asempa or one of them. And people were talking about like countries, growth and that kind of. And until Omama ko internet no do. Obi my figure I wasn't too sure about the rate, the ratio, the GDP to like debt to GDP ratio no. Like America is over 100%. Manjenzi. I went on the net and I said, oh, then Ghana, we are far from broke. Because no, seriously, if that is what maybe like what share GDP in a ekawaidi the ratio there ana wotumbo busa obeyi another onye me, I'm not an economist, so please don't laugh at me. I'm not an economist, but that is what I read. I read it on the internet.
What is in idiom? What is in idiom?
So obi but the African growth now. Africa, at least during the this Europe and Americans problem, the recession or what they call it, you realize there we were not too much affected. We've been growing steadily. If the rate at which selected African countries are growing now, I mean, hey, 6%, 7%, and over. Some are growing at the rate of 8 and 9. That is an encouraging. So that tells you that Africa is the emerging market. I mean, the region is one of the strongest region. That's if we are able to trade within ourselves and make sure we share our wealth within the region now, I think we are going to be the strongest.
And I was figures here, but sometimes I am man for argue contest say GDP growth ne on keka ho obekwa kohwe sector kro na growth no kesipa ne free ba no e bia na service okwa kohwe so na enye kra no indigenous businesses no na grow sample amaka say faso na ba omo je sam faso ni nyina later no sign call back nti maybe na o check sa figures ni ade na really no obekọ inside na man for sofa.
But master, it's all help your economy. Then why do we accept direct foreign investment? Then we don't need to. They come and help the economy. At least I wajin kofo mienu miensa omoye ejuma o ye ejuma ho.
But faso kesepa ni na say
faso kesen boko because nche wuskan kan obi. On this cannot that body ye ejuma. In faso nti no bia ye ejuma. But more there ye in there. We as a nation nyeme bebre ho a offer kokoo no ni gold na ade na ye or they sure they yet to me add value to it. They add value to it before it goes out. But if we allow the people to come and use the same resources, our resources, what they call out, they will add value to it, and it will come back in a different style, and we are going to pay more for it. Into honestly, oyaja like in an economy, no, we just try. But I believe Africa.
Your bright future.
Yeah, Africa. If we have the right leaders and move, I mean, the only they will trade amongst ourselves. You go to Cote d'Ivoire, they have a lot of cocoa. So if Egypt needs cocoa, why do we call Brazil cocoa? They can buy cocoa from what do you call it? Cote d'Ivoire. I think intertrading is going to make us even stronger.
Okay.
Yeah, quickly, statistics saying play funny. One share the details. Many times I will share GDP. Yeah, that's okay GDP. Economy is not they compare national income. What it means is that omate contribution of foreigners work more efim. Now almost citizens are almost outside there jumano almost the account. In terms of the actual income that goes to them. Yeah, your GDP of 80 billion Ghana cedis. Basically, to me, GDP and do 23 billion. Until to me 23 billion, which is about 20% of your GDP. And they compare Obia, the GDP or 100%. No, borrow. Now the GDP to debt ratio 100%. Now they 50%. I'll say make magic. I don't think. What is wrong? You understand? You're very careful now. Some reasons now. You connect so. America GDP to 120%.
No, but they mentioned the GDP. They mentioned I just want to show you.
I'm talking about the percentage of the revenue you derive from your GDP, and yet the same between the countries in question.
But I think GDP is they have a common formula worldwide.
It is not. It depends on your level of even your statistical service. To me. Income about. For instance, in country Ghana, service sector is taking over. Service sector, who are the players there? Look, oil.
Foreigners.
Oil export is the second highest export earning of this country. Almost about 80% of South Africa. And sometimes we must look beyond that and look at it.
No.
2 minutes in round up.
Over 100. Now, over 6 million. Open percentage 6%. And I'm it means that group 100.
As basically so
over 1,000. Now, 12 million. 0.12%. In the world economy, they are growing at 0.05%. Growing at 1%. Africa, because base is this because
the one base in here bigger than
this guy can myself no. Who share the year even the 6% no. Yeah, proper analysis of it. About 80% of the 6% of the growth no and buy a example he raised about trading amongst ourselves. Trading amongst ourselves and do 40% amongst ourselves. Look, Africa contribution to world trade and do 2%. Your contribution to world trade, you understand? South Africa see the effort. Yeah, the Mawa, Uber speech, fair.
No moment in your man. Okay, you about the street Debbie. Inyansi e beyire yemre wa mu ne betutu ani o meyi ana brema kwan ma bedwam pense mu ne de sinimum Lucky Herbal Center Lucky Herbal Clinic wo mu ewo ye gomua ogua krom uniba agona so aduro kwan so na fei kaso aso mo nyinya no kwan so wo modin akuduru wa yaresa ebe ye de omunuro ni bi so odwa so Lucky Herbal Bitters no kokko no mu ne omo ma yemre wo mpamu no ebe ye ho adwuma na Lucky Herbal Mr. So malaria ebe to ase ententem ena no pay empanimfo a ebe kan ho ma ye di dwuma Honorable Thomas Aquinas Deputy Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture and
Mr. Cobra Japan Joe Wise MP.
Watching everything Get the new and improved syndicated multi-TV decoder with dish and installation for only 180 Ghana cedis. The syndicated multi-TV decoder now comes with USB port to play video and more music from your pen drive. Over voltage protection to protect your investments from power fluctuations. Auto scan feature to automatically scan your device for new channels with 1-year warranty and free souvenir t-shirt. This incredible offer is also available on high purchase for all government employees, police, army personnel, corporate bodies and the general public for as low as 40 Ghana cedis, and for a limited period only, get the new multi-TV HD decoder, high definition with superior picture quality for 200 Ghana cedis with installation. Call 0302-242-532 or 0204-413-484 for your original syndicated decoder today. Now available in Monrovia, Liberia at Camp Johnson Road and UN Drive. Call 088-888-5568 or 088-845-5568. This deal is brought to you by Syndicated Capital and Multi TV.
TV for free.